Well, I'm just going to put that out into the world. I'm going to will it to happen. What about, you're busy with all of this. There's so many people, like you look at like Wells Adams and like even like people that are not in Bachelor Nation, like last season, like we had David Spade. And like, do you have any interest? Like I know when they were, like Rachel Lindsay, like they were talking about different hosts for Bachelor Nation. Do you have any interest in that being part of this franchise and a hosting or for any other capacity?
I don't think that I think they're doing a good job. Like I think that who they have hosting now is great. I think that when Caitlyn and Naisha stepped in, like that was what needed to happen. So I don't know what value I could add. Like maybe from a consulting standpoint and like giving them some ideas, but like uh, I don't want to put a square peg into a circle peg. Like if I felt like I could add value, I would be, more than happy to pursue something like that. But I don't think that's in line with, what I'm trying to accomplish right now. So yeah, I don't know. I'll always be an advocate, and like anyone who is a part of the show has a direct line to me. I spoke to Clayton a lot last season, so I always want to be a resource. But yeah, no, I don't see any way that I could add value at the moment. So
What about your foreword in your book is written by Amelia Ocho? How did that come about?
that's my guy. I mean, we hit it off at AFR just because, we're both in this like very peculiar position. He's replacing somebody who's just a pillar of our community and Bachelor Nation, and having to step in and do something that no one's ever had to do before, and then have this like very uncomfortable conversation. No pun intended, but like there wasn't a better person to lead that conversation. So when you connect with someone on that type of level, I just stayed in contact with them, and I reached out to him about it because he had such a unique vantage point into what was going on in my relationship, and Rachael too. And so I just felt it was appropriate if he wanted to, and he graciously agreed. So I was very fortunate that he agreed to do that, and he couldn't have articulated it better.
Did he turn to you for any advice before hosting that? I mean, that I agree with you. Like that could have been like a lose-lose situation, but it didn't end up being that way.
No, I think that I think it went really well. I don't I hadn't talked to him before because I don't think there was anything I could offer him to prepare him for that type of conversation. Like everything that he had done up into that point in his life had prepared him for that. So um, I was just a willing participant to partake in that conversation. So no, he knocked it out of the park, and I don't think that's the last we see of him in this space or anything else. So
I would agree with that. Before I have a few more questions about your book and then we'll wrap up, is there someone, having gone through it, like if I said to you, pick the next Bachelor and pick the next Bachelorette, any names come to the top of your list from Bachelor Nation?
um, if you really wanted to like revitalize the franchise and like get it back on the right trajectory, put someone in that position that was wholesome, that was going to be solely there to find that person that they're looking for, and people would tune in who actually cared about that story and him finding that person. I think the Bachelor would have to be Tyler.
I agree with you. I mean, I don't know.
Do I think he would do it? I don't think he needs to do it. I don't think he needs to do anything. He's fine. But like that would be a situation where the show needs him more than he needs the show. But if they were smart, they'd reach out to him and try to figure something out, because if anybody could direct that ship in the right direction, it would be him. A real, authentic, genuine person. And until then, like, best of luck with whatever they're trying to do.
I agree. I feel like they kind of missed the window on that. Like they would be
Yeah.
more beneficial to them. But, you know, one
Yeah.
thing I've learned about, the business is someone that doesn't want to do something, if you just back up the truck of money and there's enough of it,
You might have to give him some EP credit on that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that I'm just like spitballing right now. Like, I don't think that's actually ever going to happen. But if there was a possibility of them, or if they had put it on me to try to figure out a way to right that ship, then that's a conversation that I would seriously consider, and doing whatever they could to make it work. Or Michael. I like Michael a lot, from Katie's season. I think that he would be a great option. Just and I'm just basing that off like just real authentic people, like, and those are two that stand out to me of people that would just be like knocked out of the park, just like what I would be looking for if I was casting for that.
I like both of those. Do you think it is, like, to your point, it's hard now, right? I mean, not even, we have the same thing with Housewives with almost any reality show. Like, it's hard to come in, right? Not studied, not with a plan in mind for when it's over. It's just hard to find these authentic people.
Well, that and the fact that like you just because you're a lead doesn't mean you're protected anymore. Like back in the day, they would go to extreme lengths to make sure that like you were like insulated, but now it's like, man, the next person up, like you're chopped liver. So it's like I think people are a little bit more cautious to stepping into something like that where you can get ripped up pretty bad. So I don't know. I think just people are just wising up. Like, it's just a turning of the tides, and you just gotta just be more creative. And yeah.
I would agree. What do you want people to walk away as they read this great book? And like, at the end to say like, I thought I knew Matt James and now, wow. Like, what do you want people to take away from your story?
I want them to find at least one theme from the book that they can fall back on whenever they're going through something in life and be like, dang, like I remember this theme in Matt's book and this is what he went through and he got through it. And I want them to be able to draw strength from my experiences so that they don't find themselves in these like slumps when they're going through, the hardships that life throws at you. And I think that this book will empower a lot of people to do that. So it's exciting selfishly, for people to get it in their hands so that, they can begin to, have these experiences to lean on.
I like that. And then finally, is there one thing, like, as people read this, what do you think they're going to be most shocked about? Like, do you think there's one thing that's going to stick out, either like, with your family? We talk about race, we talk about relations. Like, is there one thing you think people are going to be like, wow, I'm shocked?
Just my life experiences. Like I've lived a crazy life, and when they see the things that I've been through and they can relate to those things, they're gonna just be more in stride with like who I am as a person. Like, wow, me and Matt have lived similar lives. Like, I've done these things, as well as some tea. There's some good tea in there that I hadn't shared yet about Bachelor Nation that should be interesting and to get people's thoughts and ears on. So there's going to be a lot to be taken away from.
There is tea. I mean, like, I literally picked this up thinking, it'd be about you and your life, and I was thrilled to read it. But I was like, I didn't realize we were actually going to talk this much about The Bachelor, guys. Like this, I was pleasantly surprised. I was going to read it anyway, but I was like, there's tea here, guys. So
we went a little bit.
And I mean, pre-order, everyone needs to pre-order it now. May 3rd is, come on, let's hurry up. It's not that far away, everybody.
It's coming.
But, thank you for being so open and honest in this book. I really feel like, you talk about authenticity, like you kind of just put it all out there. Thank you for talking to me for an hour. I really appreciate that. And I think it's a great book. So, you have to tell Rachael I said hello.
I will.
And, like, to your point, she hasn't done podcasts. She hasn't done GMA, but you know what? Here behind the velvet rope, the door is open for Rachael any day she would like to come. Okay. I wasn't that hard on you, right, Matt? We had a nice little conversation.
No, you were good. No, you took it easy on me. You didn't beat me up.
So, where can everyone find you that doesn't already follow you or that wants to pre-order this?
Instagram at MattJames919, Twitter, MattJames919. And if you're bored at work, get on TikTok, Matt James 919, all the social platforms, and a bunch of links there to the book. So yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much for doing this. Keep in touch anytime. And this is going to be this will be a New York Times bestseller. I'm predicting it right now, just from me to you.
Put it out there, David.
Let's put it out
Speak
there.
on it.
I can feel, listen, I read a lot of books like this. I can feel it already. So I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Anytime. Take care.